Hey everybody, welcome to week 2, unit 2, however you like to classify it. We're done with week 1, so great work everybody. I was really impressed to see the level of engagement, given that we have a small class. That being said, I understand sometimes discussions, while I fully support them and think they're key to the learning on the topics, understand that when we have a small group, it's much more challenging. So we'll grade accordingly. Now, that doesn't mean you get a free pass to make one contribution and say, I'm good, and drive on. I'm going to continue to challenge you to be engaged and supportive and exchange ideas there. We'll also talk about some other things, but as we launch into Unit 2, we're going to start looking at implementing an HRIS system or technology. And a lot of times in this course, I'll refer to technology because HRIS, kind of encapsulates a system, if you will. And there's a whole lot as we particularly look at Unit 4, all the different systems. And I talked about this a little bit last week in the welcome video. But as we roll out technology, there are problems that can befall us, and that's one of our objectives, is to look at those pitfalls. And if we understand change management, we can help overcome some of that. And I will tell you, in my own organization, we are rolling out a new time and labor system. Now, currently we use time star for our time and labor system, and it's great, but it takes an inordinate amount of work on the backside to even prepare timesheets to be printed off and sent out. The new time system is going to allow the employee to see their time, be more involved in that process, and reduce that backside workload, if you will. It also integrates fully with our HRIS system, our payroll, and our accounting. So it's more seamless transitional functionality there. But we're going to look, and you can see the assigned readings and prep activities. There's some videos there and some other reading that you'll need to do, as well as the chapters 3 and 4 in the text. The discussion is where we're talking about change management. So one of your models, good, bad, and different, how you can use that to improve that implementation process. And I'll tell you, as I get ready to roll mine out, I wished I would have thought about some of these things, quite simply because there's been some impediments to the change process from people in the organization that don't want to see things changed. So there is some real life experience there. Unit 2, again, we're going to look at those 3 potential barriers to a successful implementation of technology, your technology of your choice. And then, of course, to round out the week, we have our first group assignment, and you'll see the group assignment. And looking at the student, we may end up with one team, because I'm not going to ask people to do a team of 1. To me, that's not fair. And I don't want to see a team of 2 and a team of 1, so that's not equitable either. I'm kind of waiting that last possible minute before I create teams, but you'll be seeing those very soon. Of note on this group assignment, it talks about the abbreviated proposal. If you look at the group mastery assignment document, the instructions are somewhat vague. Basically, what I'm going to be looking for is a very brief, you can bullet point it out, or you can basically put it into a 2 or 3 paragraph document that talks about our team is going to maybe a time and labor system, because that's what I'm implementing right now. And here's why we're going to do it. And just very brief bullet point stuff. I don't think you've got to go in depth, because in Unit 4, you're going to spell that out quite in depth and with a lot more detail. But again, kind of like the discussions, don't be so brief that you don't meet the requirements. Because if I have questions, then obviously your proposal didn't really quite meet the mark. And of course, I'll give you feedback on that if that's the case. So with that in mind, that's Unit 2. Maybe we'll have a micro lecture later this week or something if I can get one completed, and we'll talk about change and successful implementation on processes that I've done at other organizations. Excuse me, in some areas that I've had success or challenges with that. But other than that, everybody have a great week, and I look forward to further engagement with you in the classroom. Thanks, everybody.